4,000 miles. I know of 6 people that have, and I want to share their story today and let you know the lessons that I learned from it. I recently watched the movie The Way Back, which is a wartime movie from World War II. I want to tell you why I like the movie, especially going into detail about the movie's plot and the movie's characters. Now, being from Germany myself, I can relate to the plot of the movie simply because my grandfather was a political refugee during World War II. Just like in the movie, he was part of a group of people who fought for their freedom. Now, the movie itself, The Way Back, deals with 6 people who were sent to so-called labor camps during World War II in the Soviet Union. These labor camps were set up to facilitate political prisoners who were accused of spying or sabotage during the Second World War. Now, in these camps, the people that were sent there were either working in agriculture or, more importantly, working in coal mines. Now, these coal mines were called death traps simply because most people would never escape them. Once you were sent there, you only had a very slim chance of ever making it back out. Now, knowing that, these 6 people that the movie deals with made the decision to walk to their freedom and try to escape. The only problem, though, is that the closest non-communist country is 4,000 miles away, that being India. Now, the 6 people did their escape. It went well. Now, the fact is, they had to walk 4,000 miles. Think about that for a second. Now, the movie deals with the struggle they encounter along that way. Now, for me, it was very important that the movie is based on a true story. Just like my grandfather escaped from the war and tried to regain his freedom, the 6 people in the movie did the same thing. And the movie is actually based on a true story. Now, the movie also emphasized the fact that determination is very important in life. If you have a goal in life, try everything in your power to accomplish that goal. And the movie also emphasized the value and importance of freedom, and how important it is to accomplish freedom and to value freedom. Now, every good movie, regardless of how good the plot is, needs a very strong cast of characters. And this movie in particular had a very unique and diverse set of characters. Most of you probably know Colin Farrell, who played the main role in this movie. He played a very young, gritty, and mean Russian inmate who was part of the group. Now, in contrast to that, you also had someone named Ed Harris, who some of you may know from the movie Apollo 13, or the recently released Man on a Ledge movie, who played a very smart and cunning American inmate who played kind of the counterpart to Colin Farrell's character. Now, these 2 actors in particular did a really good job of being very convincing in their roles. Taking on that Eastern European accent that I'm used to simply being from Europe, they did a really good job of being authentic in their roles and playing with a lot of conviction. Now, the movie also did a good job at explaining the tension that arises between the 6 people of the group as they walk to freedom. There's a lot of issues going on within the group about who contributes how much to the group and who does what for the group. And the tension slowly keeps building as the movie continues. Now, the attitudes of the group is also very important, as some of the group members always display a very negative attitude, whereas others display a very positive attitude. And that dynamic keeps building throughout the movie and eventually leads to a survival of the fittest, with only a few people actually surviving their way to freedom. Even some of the members suggest cannibalism as an option for survival, and that takes a whole chunk of the movie just about them struggling and justifying to use the mechanisms or methods of cannibalism. Now, how do you portray such an epic struggle against nature, you might ask? In my opinion, the movie did a really good job of capturing the scenery and the setting of the movie. You have to imagine different landscapes and different environments that the people walk through, starting in the harsh conditions of Siberia in the winter with massive snowstorms, walking through vast areas of just rocks and barren land, and making it eventually to China, which has got a very big desert. And the movie did a really good job of emphasizing the heat, the sun, and just the incredible harshness of the conditions, and making sure that the audience understands why it was so important for them to make it to India and make it to their ultimate freedom. Now, the movie also did a very good job at going into the character's personality as far as hallucinations go. As you can imagine, walking 4,000 miles without a lot of food is very strenuous on humans. And the movie did a really good job of making sure that the audience understands how bad the situation was and how much the characters suffer from the situation, even having to resort to eating tree bark or eating worms or even eating rotten carcasses that they found along the way that were not healthy in any way or shape or form. Now, overall, the movie came across as very realistic to me. There's been a little debate of whether it's actually based on a true story or not, and a lot of historians have said that it's not based on a true story. Regardless of that fact, to me, the movie was very convincing and very realistic. I really enjoyed the movie's plot and the movie's characters, and they overall taught me the lesson that determination is very important in life. If you have a goal, such as freedom, you have to do everything in your power to accomplish that goal, and that movie taught me that lesson. Thank you very much.